Hey everyone, on this week's episode, I'm going to tell you all about the Mysterious Benedict Society, a new original series launching on Disney Plus June 25th.
That's right. And then I'm going to revisit the terrifying ExtraTERRORestrial Alien Encounter, formerly at Magic Kingdom. All that and more on this week's show. Hello out there, podcast family. My name is Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
Get in the game over there.
I was bent down. I'm definitely here. I was working on my props for my segment.
Oh, okay. You got props.
I got props.
Hey, welcome to this week's show. We are super happy to be here. If you're watching on YouTube, this is actually a Pirates of the Caribbean ambient worlds
Caribbean
behind us. So if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoy that. We're going with your more traditional actual Yoda ears.
These are actual Yoda ears. So last week was Grogu.
Okay.
I believe I've worn these in one of our cooking videos, but
yeah.
I don't think
You're worried about getting hair in the...
Well, I don't think I've worn it during an episode, and the reason for that is because they don't hang on at all. Okay. Like, there's no grip to them. It's just like a really kind of a flimsy headband of plastic, and the ears are pretty substantial.
Yeah, right.
And so they don't grip, they don't hang on, and it's very easy if they would just topple off.
So we could have a wardrobe malfunction during the show.
I don't think we will. I think my headphones are holding them on.
Okay.
But these are, I'm going to call these legit Yoda ears. I mean, they've got his ear hair. The attention to detail in these ears is amazing. But I will just say, wearing these on a humid day or a slightly rainy day in the park is disastrous.
That's not gonna work.
His ear hair will fall out.
Yeah.
That's not something that can be sustained for any amount of time.
Which, none of us like it when our ear hair starts to fall out.
You don't want the ear hair to fall out. I mean, and he's got a lot of ear hair, like at the front and the back. There's ear hair. Lot of ear hair here.
There is a lot of ear hair. Yeah, there is. Look at that. Gosh. Details, man. That's what sets Disney apart.
Were you trying to sneak a peek at my prop?
No, I don't know what you're doing over there, though.
I'm trying to get the prop ready. It's very difficult.
Okay. All right. Hope we're not building this up too much. Hey, so my favorite thing is to look through the list of where we got downloads from week to week. And this past week, we saw downloads from Chiefland, Florida. So Chiefland, Florida, they call them, it's a population like just over 2,200. It's
that's fantastic.
Very
Where's
tiny
it at?
town. It's just about an hour west of Gainesville.
Okay.
They call themselves the Gem of the Suwannee Valley.
Okay, sure.
Which I think it's cute. Opposite end of the city size spectrum, we got downloads from Houston, Texas this week.
Nice.
Pittsburgh, PA.
Nice.
And Frankfurt, Germany.
Fun.
Which is cool. Very cool.
Yes.
So happy to get downloads from anywhere, frankly. And honestly, we're on pace to set another monthly record in May, which is
just amazing,
crazy.
Y'all. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it.
So honored to have people that listen to us. So
yeah.
Hopefully it's a fun distraction for you each week, because it certainly is for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Just happened to look across the room here, and I see that our wines from your segment
yes, they're
are
here.
starting to come in.
I was actually going to do a quick Instagram video on those maybe after we record tonight to post out there, because I want everybody to see this is real. It's coming.
Yeah.
We have ordered the Disney family of wines and
that are at the terrace place in Disneyland.
And so we got to look at that logistically and see how we want to do it.
Okay. That sounds awesome.
I don't want to open 12 bottles of wine in one night.
Okay.
Because some of these are fairly expensive bottles. I would
only compared to what we typically would buy.
I want to taste them.
We're definitely in the $2 Chuck
range.
Fan club.
Yes.
You ready for some Main Street?
Yes, Main Street.
All right. So lots of stuff around things coming back to normal, frankly, which is awesome. They had their largest, Disney World had its largest, I'm using air quotes here, traditions class ever offered.
Okay.
So, because their hiring spree is mountainous right now. So traditions is the new associate. I'm using my own company jargon there. New cast member assimilation and onboarding and orientation class that every new cast member goes through.
Okay.
So and
Like
I would
drink the
imagine,
Kool-Aid kind of a class.
Yes, very much a go to this class to drink the Kool-Aid. Largest class ever. They had to move it to a different location from where they normally do it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. One of the people leading the traditions class tweeted out a picture of like this big, huge hall that they were in.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's some. There was sort of a news item that came out this week that annual pass holders will no longer automatically get magic bands. Magic bands are, as a free thing, are clearly going away. Mm-hmm. They just got other options. I don't think magic bands will go away entirely. You just have to buy them
right
now.
And they're selling some really cool ones.
They're selling cool magic bands, and they're clearly a collector's item for a lot of people. So no need to stop them entirely from working.
Right.
But there are other options now that are cheaper for Disney than giving away free magic bands.
Right.
But the thing that made it a little more newsy was the way they worded it. They worded it to suggest that future annual pass holder purchases will not get free magic bands. So it made people think, are they going to start selling new annual passes again? Because, they said they weren't going to do that. They were only going to allow you to renew it if you already had a pass. But the way they worded this thing about the magic bands, people might be reading too much into it.
Right.
But it sort of sounds like maybe they're going to offer annual passes for new purchase again, which is cool.
It could also mean that legacy annual pass holders still get magic bands.
They're definitely doing away with magic bands.
Altogether.
Yeah, that is going away for anybody. It's just the way they worded it. They said any future annual pass holder purchases.
Okay.
Not renewals. They said purchases and renewals.
Okay, that's interesting.
Will not get magic bands. So suggesting that there would be the opportunity to purchase an annual pass new in the future.
That's interesting.
In the world of entertainment, Cruella de Vil comes out on May the 28th, so Friday.
Oh, gosh. That's not next Friday.
That's Friday, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Cruella de Vil's origin story to a degree.
Man, I saw Emma Stone on the red carpet for that. Man, and she looked phenomenal.
She's ridiculous.
Like, gosh, if my hair would look like that, I would totes grow it out. It just doesn't. I can't pull.
Well, imagine all the people that she can afford to have it look however she wants it to look at a moment's notice.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I do not have a.
I don't have
an entourage.
You don't have
I don't
an
have a stable of
entourage.
hairdressers.
No.
Yeah. That.
So the fabulous Bette Midler announced that Hocus Pocus 2 is officially going to happen. It's been rumored since 2019.
All of them announced it. Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy also tweeted it.
Okay, great. I knew that it was official that they had all signed on.
Yeah, they all tweeted it at the same time.
That's great. So fall of next year, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus. That's right.
Yes.
Anne Fletcher is going to direct it. She previously worked on The Proposal and 27 Dresses.
Okay.
And the previous director was a guy named Adam Shankman. He'll remain on as the executive producer, but he had to back away because of a scheduling conflict. He was already scheduled to direct Disenchanted, which is the sequel to Enchanted with Amy Adams. So Amy Adams is going to be in the new one too, I think. So all of that is good news.
A lot going on there. Okay.
Disneyland Resort has now announced that it will open on July the 2nd with limited capacity, but reservations, according to the notice, reservations are possible now.
Okay.
And Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Room will open at the same time, which is a really good time.
This is all still just for California people.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
All the parks are just for California people. I think anybody can go and stay at the hotel if you're willing to pay those dollars.
And boy, there's a lot of dollars involved.
A lot of dollars involved in that. But that means that by mid-July, all of their resorts are open, at least in some capacity.
Okay.
All of their, meaning Disneyland resorts. In speaking of resorts, Grand Floridian Resort will be adding some new DVC villas. So they're not building anything new. They're going to take, my understanding is that they're going to take the Big Pine Key building, which is one of the buildings that borders the water, sort of, and they're going to turn those into DVC villas.
What are they right now? Just standard rooms?
They're just standard rooms.
Okay.
Yep, they're in the building next to the one we stayed in at that one time we were there for like 48 hours.
Yeah. It was a glorious 48 hours.
It was, though. It was. There's some, if you look out online, there's some like first looks of Galactic Star Cruiser's hallways, which are really interesting. It's like walking through the interior of a spaceship.
Of course it is.
Which is great.
That actually does intrigue me. I always wanted to be on Star Trek.
And when they were walking through the
Enterprise,
hallway.
just to walk through the hallways.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Computers in the wall or what.
Except Star Wars, not Star Trek.
No, I'm talking about Star Trek.
I know you are, but that's not what this is going to be.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Don't say that when you're there.
Oh. But the Star Trek.
Don't say that when you're there.
But Star Trek makes me want to go there to visit the Star Wars thing and walk through the halls, is what I'm saying. My love for Star Trek.
I'm gonna shut this down right now. This is not allowed.
Okay.
These two worlds don't get to mix. The parks getting back to normal. Physical distancing signs are being removed in a lot of the extended queue areas. Relaxation stations have been removed entirely from Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah, they're moving fast. Plexiglass dividers have been removed from Soarin', and its capacity has increased.
Wow.
Capacity has increased on Splash Mountain. All the parking spaces in the parking lots are now available for use as parking. They had spaces in between.
Oh,
previously.
Gosh. I've forgotten about that. Man.
And
social distancing the cars.
Yeah. Rise of the Resistance. Separate parties can now ride in the same cart, and they've the physical distancing markers during the pre-show portions have been removed. Plexiglass dividers have been removed.
But we're still wearing masks inside.
That's my understanding.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Disneyland Paris set to open on June 19th. Last week we said announcement to come soon.
All right.
The announcement came June 19th.
I see you, Paris.
Disneyland Paris opens up. I know.
I see you, Paris. I think it's still going to be a 2022 for us, but I see you, Paris.
I hope it's a 2022.
Yeah.
So, hey, here's something fun. Rideshare signage has been moved at Hollywood Studios from where it was previously to a spot a little bit further out.
Okay.
But the newsy thing for us is they installed a minivan sign.
Somebody posted today like they were looking at transportation options in the app. And the minivan option popped up.
Yes.
And they were like, I don't know if this is a fluke or if it's for real.
Well, they've installed a new minivan sign in their new location for rideshare.
I enjoy the minivans. I think it's a lovely transportation experience.
It's more expensive, but I love that option.
It's a great experience for transportation.
Much. Yep. The Epcot Skyliner is going to be, I wouldn't even put this on here if I had read more about it early on, but it's going to go down for 5 days of refurbishment in early 2022.
Okay.
The Three Caballeros.
I saw they're back.
They're back at Grand Fiesta Tour. They're back and better than ever, frankly, because they got totally refurbed.
They got to glow up.
They did. They got to glow up. That's right. They got plussed.
They got plussed.
Morocco theming continues now that with Disney running the show there now. Okay. Just some color, some painting signage and stuff like that. It's looking really good. And some previews of the Web Slingers attraction at the Avengers campus and California Adventure was released. This is going to be the first attraction ever, to my knowledge, where you can buy gear to further enhance your experience on the ride.
It's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
So you can buy like an enhanced web sling. Everybody will be able to sling webs on the ride. That's part of the ride. But you can buy an enhanced web slinger to give you more powers, or an Iron Man style what they call repulsor.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
So, I mean, these people are geniuses at making money.
Seriously, they just print it. They just print it.
You want to do a mini take?
Do a mini take.
All right.
Is that it right there?
No. Okay. It's an old one.
Okay.
I get him out of Minnie's head here.
Mickey.
I'm sorry, Mickey's head here.
Okay, Mickey, what you got for us, bud?
Okay. From the Ferocious Beast.
Oh, good name.
Favorite park. This is easy. Favorite park transportation: monorail, Skyliner, ferry, boat, bus. What's your favorite transportation?
Oh gosh, I mean,
easy.
Okay, well then you go first.
Skyliner all day.
Skyliner doesn't go everywhere,
It's
though.
my favorite, though.
Skyliner's my favorite, yeah. I think, I mean, I enjoy the Skyliner the most because we don't have to ride with other people. I sound like such a horrible person on this podcast. I don't like being crowded in transportation situations. I don't like being
And this
around.
is pre-pandemic.
This is pre-pandemic. I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of stinky, sweaty people. I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder with babies who need their diapers changed or somebody that just threw up.
Wow. Okay.
We have experienced all of that.
We have. Yeah.
On various different types of
Well,
transportation.
I like the Skyliner because it's you don't have to wait too long to get on it. Mm-hmm. It's comfortable.
There's a nice breeze.
There's a nice breeze. It feels generally relaxing.
It is. It's very relaxing, and we've never had to ride with somebody
else.
else.
What's your second favorite since that doesn't go everywhere?
I like the boats.
The boats? Okay, yeah, the boats are good. I especially like those smaller boats from Magic Kingdom over to Poly.
Yeah, I like the Poly
areas.
boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. We offered up more than was even asked for.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that answered your questions, Mr. Ferocious Beast.
Or it could be a Dr. Ferocious Beast or a Mrs. Ferocious Beast.
Yeah, that's true. I see all of you. Tomorrowland?
Okay, so I brought a book.
I'm ready for this prop. Okay.
So I'm going to read. Don't look. Okay? I'm going to read the back of the book. Don't look at it. It says, Are you a gifted child looking for special opportunities?
Yes.
When this peculiar ad appears in the newspaper, dozens of children enroll to take a series of mysterious, mind-bending tests, and you, dear reader, can test your wits right alongside them. But in the end, just 4 very special children will succeed. Their challenge? To go on a secret mission that only the most intelligent and resourceful children could complete. With their newfound friendship at stake, will they be able to pass the most important test at all? Welcome to the Mysterious Benedict Society.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to just set this book here as a prop.
Can I see it now?
So, yes, you can see it now. We actually have the entire set.
Okay.
I'll bring those up as well.
Okay. Here.
So, we've got the entire paperback set. So, the reason we're talking about the Mysterious Benedict Society is because it is an original series that will start streaming on Disney Plus June the 25th.
Oh, really?
Happy birthday to me. Yes. So, interestingly, this was originally developed for Hulu, and it announced it was moving to Disney Plus in November of 2020.
Very easy for them to do since they own all of that.
Yes. It's based on the book series by Trenton Lee Stewart. And I'm going to give you a one-sentence thing. What I read initially was the back of book number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a one-sentence plot, and if we have time, I'll go into a little bit more detail. Placed undercover at a boarding school known as the Institute, a group of orphans must foil a nefarious plot with global ramifications while creating a new sort of family along the way. Just side note here, one of the executive producers, Jamie Tarsis, also helped develop Friends and Frasier. Unfortunately, she passed away from a cardiac event last fall. She was only 56.
That is very
Just
sad.
a quick shout out to Jamie. She broke the glass ceiling for a female TV executive. She was the first woman to run a network entertainment division.
Wow.
And she was president of ABC Entertainment at age 32.
Oh, my gosh.
So she
Man.
shattered that ceiling at a young age.
I hear stuff like that, and I feel like such a waste.
So good job, Jamie. Let's just celebrate Jamie instead of dogging on ourselves. These are middle grade novels. That means they're targeted towards like 4th to 8th grade.
Oh, right in my wheelhouse.
With a very Lemony Snicket vibe. Won tons of book awards. But apparently it also has very strong moral lessons as well. So the cast I do love. So first of all, the books are very diverse. The folks in the book, the characters are diverse. It describes them. And so I think the casting was done really well. But so let me tell you a little bit about who is in it. So the first season that will come out on June 25th is 8 episodes. I don't know which book it's going to be doing. Obviously, it can skip around, creative license or what have you. But it does look like there'll be more than one series, or at least they're setting it up that way.
Good. I like that.
So the 8-episode first season stars Tony Hale, Kristen Shaw, Ryan Hurst, Mame Yaboafo, I'm so sorry, Gia Sandhu, Seth Carr, Emmy de Oliveira, Mystic Insho, and Marta Timofeva. and she actually changed her name. She is Marta Kessler now. So in any case, I want to give you a little bit of background on each of these, especially the children in this series, because I think they're really going to make it. So the first one is Rainey Muldoon, and this one is...
That's the character's name?
That's the character's name. Mystic in show is going to be playing Rainey Muldoon. So Rainey is an 11-year-old boy living at Stonetown Orphanage. He is talented at problem solving, logical deduction, and perceiving people's emotions. Rainey looks between the lines, observing and questioning, and solves most problems by looking for a puzzle within the situation.
I like that.
Right. So these kids are unique and smart in very unexpected ways, is what I'll say. The next one is Seth Carr, and he is Sticky Washington. So Sticky is an 11-year-old bald, tea-skinned boy, is how he's described. He has a great memory. Everything sticks in his head, which is where he gets the nickname, and a talent for reading quickly. He is timid and nervous and resorts to polishing his glasses in stressful situations. He ran away from his parents because they forced him into an academic competition, and he thought they no longer wanted him around. I would like to just take a moment and say that does not make Sticky an orphan. It makes him a missing child.
Potentially a kidnap victim.
But whatever. We're gonna go with this orphan thing, but according to this, he's not an orphan; he's a runaway. Kate Weatherall, she is played by Emmy De Oliveira, 12-year-old girl who is sporty, dexterous, strong, creative, cheerful, and optimistic. After being orphaned, she ran away to the circus. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin. She carries a red bucket containing various items which she thinks are useful, including an army knife, flashlight, a pin, a rope, a bag of marbles, a slingshot, a spool of clear fishing twine, a horseshoe magnet, and a spyglass disguised as a kaleidoscope.
It does absolutely feel very Lemony Snicket.
Feels very Lemony Snicket, doesn't it? Kate's mother died when she was a baby and believes her father left her when she was young because of her mother's tragic death. So again, we don't necessarily know that she's an orphan. She loves to call herself the Great Kate Weather Machine.
That's great.
Constance Contraire. This is Marta Kessler. So I introduced her as Marta with a different last name, and that's because she is from Russia.
Oh, okay.
Marta is from Russia. She is small, extremely intelligent, and a stubborn girl. She has the ability to write clever and brutal poems, and her ultra-sensitive mind is most affected by the Whisperer, which I will explain in just a bit. So then you've got the good guy. This is the guy that's running that has recruited them.
Okay.
His name is Mr. Nicholas Benedict. He's Tony Hale, also known as Forky in Toy Story 4.
Oh,
among other things.
Right.
He's got a long line. That but I just thought the Forky thing was really interesting. Cute. He's a middle-aged man who recruits the children. He is the one who discovered the plans of his identical twin brother. Remember, his name is Nicholas Benedict. His identical twin brother is named Ledroptha Curtin, from whom he was separated just after birth because their parents had died. Mr. Benedict suffers from narcolepsy, which causes him to fall asleep when experiencing strong emotions, usually laughter. So, for example, when he's laughing loud, he's out. I can already see this as being just hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, the bad guy, his identical twin brother. Naturally, Tony Hale plays both.
Natch.
Ledroptha Curtin is the antagonist of the story and the head of the Learning Institute for the Very Enlightened, LIVE. And the emergency are his, I did that in air quotes for the podcast folks, are his tools for creating mass panic and destabilizing the world's major governments.
Wow.
Mr. Curtin created the mind control and mind message transmitter device called the Whisperer, which utilizes children's minds to spread propaganda and subliminal messages through television as part of a scheme to usurp control of the entire world and be declared Minister and Secretary of all Earth regions, MASTER. He is also revealed to be Mr. Benedict's long-lost twin brother. He uses a modified wheelchair to get around and wears mirrored sunglasses in order to conceal his narcolepsy, which is triggered by anger as a foil to his twin's laughter-induced narcolepsy.
That is so...
It
sounds,
Sounds fantastic.
It sounds very
from the word
awesome.
go.
Yeah, it really does. I love the creativity of all of this.
So here's the plot from IMDb.
Okay.
After winning a scholarship competition, 4 gifted orphans are recruited by the peculiar Mr. Benedict for a dangerous mission to save the world from a global crisis known as the Emergency, in capitals. Rainey, Sticky, Kate, and Constance must infiltrate the mysterious LIVE Institute to discover the truth behind the crisis. When the headmaster, the sophisticated Dr. Curtin, appears to be behind this worldwide panic, the kids of the Mysterious Benedict Society must devise a plan to defeat him. Now, that's the IMDb summary. So that's what I expect to see in season 1.
Okay.
Which sounds a lot like book 1 here.
So when does this start?
June 25th.
Oh my gosh, I don't have very many time
Disney
to
Plus.
read these.
June 25th. I know. We just got them in this week.
I like it. That's I love that we've got these books.
I know. I'm super excited about it. And I will say I glanced through them. They are middle grade, but they're middle grade at
You think I like them?
like a Harry Potter level. Yeah. No, they're not baby books. They're good books.
Well, this is very interesting.
I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
Super excited about
I think
it.
maybe we start this one tonight. You read me to sleep.
Start
tonight.
reading that tonight.
You read that to me tonight.
I'm in the middle of another book right now.
Yeah, well, hello, when aren't
And
you?
then I was going to read Princess Bride after that.
Okay, well, fine. I'll have this all to myself for a minute. Well, that was awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to read these and to see how they put it on screen.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
So sometimes I do wish we would talk about what we're going to be talking about because this is a really tough turn.
Okay, tough turn. Here we come.
So recently, I don't know why I've been on this kick lately of reminiscing long lost, sometimes not too long lost attractions at Disney. But here we are again. I was listening to another podcast where they recently reviewed the movie Alien.
Okay.
And it made me think about, first of all, it made me think about the section of the Great Movie Ride when we ride through
Oh, yeah.
the
I did love
Alien
the Great
section.
Movie Ride.
But then I thought about one of the most biggest cult following rides that Disney maybe has ever had. Sort of controversial, but absolutely, I loved it.
Okay.
This is the Extraterrorrestrial Alien Encounter. Did you ever ride this?
I didn't. Did Stitch take over?
Stitch took over.
Okay.
Yeah, the Stitch's Greatest Escape took over this
I might
location.
have ridden it like once.
and used a lot of the same trickery and
Yeah.
special effects.
Yeah. Stitch was terrifying.
Oh, really?
Stitch was terrifying.
Okay. Well,
It was one of the scariest rides ever.
no, ma'am, it wasn't. The thing they had before that, Alien Encounter, was truly horrifying sometimes.
Okay.
So here's a summary. This was a theater in the round style attraction that brought guests up close and personal with an alien, a vicious, monstrous alien.
Yes.
Okay. It opened for previews only on December the 16th, 1994, having replaced the old Mission to Mars ride.
Okay.
Did you ever ride that one?
Did not ride that one for sure.
It's going to be on a defunct ride
Default ride segment.
section one day too. It was then closed just a few weeks later, January 12th, for retooling mainly because CEO at the time, Michael Eisner, didn't think it was scary enough.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it officially opened again on June 20th, 95, in Magic Kingdom's new Tomorrowland. You remember when they sort of revamped Tomorrowland?
I remember that.
It only lasted about 8 years, which in Disney parlance, that's not a very long run for something, especially for a ride of this caliber. It closed for good on October 12th, 2003, and then it was replaced the next year by Stitch's Great Escape. Okay. So here's the ride. It had 2 pre-shows where leaders and scientists of Excess Tech explain what we're going to see, which is a demo of their new technology a teleportation device.
Okay.
In this environment, we've got people living in on other planets, and we are now testing the ability to teleport from planet to planet.
Okay.
XS Tech, their tagline was something along the lines of, "If you can't do it with XS, don't do it at all," which is cute.
That's great.
So we're strapped in this round theater.
Mm-hmm. Strapped in.
Literally. You've got bars
strapped
over
in.
you. Yes, you're strapped in. And these monitors up in the ceiling are showing the scientists that are on a planet across the galaxy, and they're going to teleport one of us to them.
Okay.
But at the last minute, one of the scientists decide, no, we're going to just go ahead and teleport me from here to them. But something, of course, goes wrong, and instead of teleporting him to us, they teleport a vicious alien monster from another planet to us.
Yeah.
As soon as the smoke clears, he goes berserk and busts out of his cylinder that's in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
All the power goes out.
Mm-hmm.
A live cast member starts walking around the top scaffolding with a flashlight saying things like, "Don't worry, everybody, we'll have the lights back on shortly." And just about that time, that cast member gets attacked by the alien. And all this screeching and noise, and the cast members, this blood-curdling scream, and that's when you feel warm liquid fall on your face. Now, people over the years have said that feels like the alien's saliva, or I always thought it was the cast member's blood.
I would have. That's when you described it. I assumed it was the blood.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. And then the alien.
So the cast member legit screams.
Legit screams.
Okay.
And then they use this binaural sound system where you could hear things going from left to right and right to left.
So creepy.
And the alien's running around the room. Your chair's rumbling, like you can feel him running behind you.
Mm-hmm.
But then it all gets quiet. You also hear like other guests on the ride screaming because you think that they're being killed by the animal.
Now you put that in air quotes, but I have heard other guests do scream.
Other guests absolutely scream, but there are clearly like recorded like things that people are saying, and then the ride sort of gets quiet and dark again, and you literally feel the alien lick the top of your head, and then you feel his hot breath on your neck. That's usually when people pee a little bit. And then somehow they get the animal back into the center cylinder and they destroy it with one final air blast. And I feel like I remember blood to the face.
Blood to the face.
That's what I feel like. And then they open up the doors and you walk out.
You run out for your life.
You run out. It was horrifying. People told stories. There were all these stories of people having heart attacks on it. I remember my grandmother, God bless her, absolutely loved every minute of that ride.
Oh my goodness.
That is such a blast.
I could see that.
So it was crazy cool, like technology, but that was never the original idea. The original idea, Michael Eisner legitimately wanted to bring the Alien movie franchise into the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And so they were going to do...
Is that a Disney franchise?
It's not, but although I think Aliens was maybe 20th Century Fox, which is now owned by, but at the time, not so much. It was going to be a dark ride shooter game, okay, where you were riding through the Nostromo spaceship from the original Alien movie, and you would shoot those aliens from that movie. They sort of split that idea up. They didn't like it. They thought it was too scary. Plus, it was an R-rated movie, and at the time, they had a rule of thumb that they would only bring in attractions for movies from G through PG, although they've had a couple of PG-13 movies now that have made attractions in Disney parks. The shooter portion of it became Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, where we shoot, and I beat you every time.
So that was all one ride?
Well, no, not necessarily. They just said, well, let's do a shooter.
Okay.
And we'll put it over here, and then we'll turn this into something else.
That little sidebar comment that you made right there, I want you to know that I heard it.
Okay, well.
Did I beat you every time?
Truth. So
you cheat every time? So
once they decided, okay, this is not going to be an Alien movie franchise attraction. How much time I got?
You're good.
They decided, like, we got to create a whole new story then. It's got to be a new story. They got George Lucas. In fact, they had to use George Lucas to convince Michael Eisner not to do Alien.
Okay.
The movie franchise. So George Lucas came up with a whole new story for this ride.
Gosh.
This is not what they went with, but it's very similar.
Okay.
Just this is George Lucas's take on it.
Okay.
XS Tech has opened up their space labs to the public to show off their new technology, this teleportation device. What we don't know is this is actually a trap. What they really want to do is test the destructive nature of this alien they've got their eyes on. So they're going to put all of us in this room. They're going to teleport the alien in there, showing off their teleporter, but then they're going to be taking notes as they see how quickly the alien can kill all of us.
Oh, my goodness.
Right. So they teleport the alien in. He goes berserk, and it's all crazy, and he's breathing on us and all that fun stuff. But then the surprise, he's actually very intelligent, and he knows what's happened. And so then the alien rescues us by killing some of the scientists in the room. We still get the blood on our face, and he opens up the doors and the chair and lets us all out. And as we're walking out, we hear him taking his revenge on the scientists that brought him in.
Oh my goodness.
George Lucas is a freak.
That is so dark.
I know. And that's what they decided. They decided that was dark. They felt like they could
dark.
They could add a little bit of
kill a couple of cast members.
They could add a couple, they could make it a little more humorous and still kill some cast members. So that's what they went with. What I found amazing, another thing I found amazing about this ride was the cast. Tim Curry was in it.
Oh, I love Tim Curry.
You love Tim Curry. The late, great Phil Hartman from SNL.
Okay.
Kathy Najimy
I love
played
Kathy
one of the
Najimy.
scientists.
Yes.
Jeffrey Jones played the lead chairman.
Okay.
He was the bad guy in Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
He was also the principal in Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Kevin Pollak.
Right, he was.
I know. I had to throw that in there for you. Kevin Pollak, you know who that is? He plays one of the dads, not Miss Maisel's dad, but her ex-husband's dad in Miss Maisel.
Okay.
Along with a million other things he's been in. And Tyra Banks was in this thing.
Wow.
As a scientist, too. Yeah.
Good cast.
I know. I mean, I love that they will reach out and grab these big names to do some very recognizable faces.
To be in such a dark, horrible ride.
I know. It was an awesome ride. I was highly upset when they got rid of it.
Really?
I loved it.
You and Jean liked it.
Oh, my gosh. Jean loved it. Loved every second of it.
I always knew she had a bit of a dark
Oh,
streak.
man. It was an awesome ride. I hate that they got rid of it. And I hate that they got rid of Stitch, too.
No, I'm not sad about Stitch. I have not been on that thing in years. It was terrifying.
Hey, folks, that is it for this week's show. You know what to do now. Go out to your favorite podcast platform, subscribe, because then you don't have to worry about downloading those episodes. It comes to you automatically.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And leave us a rating, leave us a review to get that word out there about our show.
Definitely. And if you're looking for more things Disney, please visit scfadp.com. That's S for Super, C for Cali, F for Fragilistic, A for Awesome, D for Disney, P for Podcast. What you need to do this week is enter the contest.
Yes.
So if you haven't already done so, this stuff is up for grabs. We got about 2 more weeks left on it. Make it happen.
Yep, that's right. Follow us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at SCFADP. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast. And the more the merrier.
Yes.
With that, we hope to see you real soon.